Welcome back. Well, have you ever tried to swim with a shark?
No.
Me.
No.
I never tried to swim with a shark, but I actually went diving once and saw a shark.
Accidentally?
Accidentally, and it didn't eat me.
Well,
Which is
as evident by the fact that you are here right now.
Yeah,
but our favorite adventurer, Kinga, is here, and she actually chooses to do that.
Yeah.
Swim with sharks.
Is there an expertise thing that you have to like know how to swim with these kinds of fish?
Well, you tell me. You had that shark encounter, and here you are as
All I did
proof
is
that they
sit
are not
still.
man-eaters.
No, they're not man. Well, they didn't eat this man,
Nope.
which is good. But I found it fascinating to be in the same, in the water, in the same space, and be at the bottom of the food chain, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
And what an experience.
It was an amazing
And now
experience.
you can go out into the world and tell people, I swam with a shark, and here I am, didn't eat me.
I know, but you do it all the time. And tell me,
why?
so tell me about that.
But why?
Yeah.
Tell me
Well,
why.
there's a variety of reasons. One, because I work with an organization called Shark Allies. So we actually do study sharks and we help support sharks and we educate people about sharks. So we want to spend as much time in the water with them as possible. Two, I really, really like it. It's a lot of fun. I like being next to them. Of course, I always advocate keeping your hands off in an appropriate
Is
distance.
it the danger thing that attracts
I was
you to
gonna
that? I
say,
mean, what is it?
are
I
you
mean,
an
why would you want to
adrenaline
swim with a
junkie?
shark?
Well, for me, it's just, I think the sharks to me have always been underdogs. And because we lose 70 to 100 million of them every single year, especially because of the fin trade, which is something that we are trying to fix in the United
is the fin
States.
Yeah,
trade?
I didn't even
So-
know that was a thing.
Exactly. And this is why this is so important. So finning, the act of cutting off the fins off a shark, throwing the live animal back in the water, absolutely horrific. That is illegal in the United States. But there are no laws in most states. There are only 13 states in the US that have outlawed the sale and trade of shark fins. That goes into the greater trade, which mostly goes to Asia for shark fin soup. So we are killing tens of thousands, like millions of sharks every year, tens of thousands a day, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, in the time that we've done this, there will be thousands of sharks that have been slaughtered for their fins. They cut off their fins and they are traded to Asia. So right now as Shark Allies, we actually have implemented a bipartisan bill to stop the sale and trade of fins in Florida, because that's the biggest port right now. So if we can shut down the trade, then we can kind of squash the finning that's coming in from other
Did they
places.
catch them by net? How do they do that?
A lot of different ways. They're caught in nets, they are caught as bypass catch, they are hooked in so many different ways. And then oftentimes their fins are cut off and they're thrown back. So what we want to do is we want to stop the sale and trade of shark fins. But what we also want to do is we want to encourage people to actually love sharks, because
Yeah.
people protect what they love.
Yeah.
And well,
Absolutely.
but also the thing is that sharks kind of get a bad rap.
Sure.
In every cartoon, they're always the bad guy. Like there is. So there's this kind of aura around them, and
Yeah.
plus they're a predator. And
Yeah.
they've got big teeth and they're huge. So why is it that you have such an affinity towards them?
Because to me, they are so misunderstood. Since Jaws came out in 1975.
Oh, I forgot about Jaws.
Jaws.
Forgot about Jaws.
That one was a little scary for everyone. Since that came out, there have been over 75 films in Hollywood that have had sharks as, one of the main characters. 99.9% of them as evil. Like, you don't really, sharks never
Sharknado.
like the dun-da-da, the hero.
Sharknado, the most
Right.
ridiculous
Exactly.
set of films ever. Yeah.
Some
Zuri's
really-
career is to thank for that, right?
It sure is. That was like the CPR of the career
That's
with
unbelievable.
flying
Right.
sharks,
I know.
for sure. But you're right. Like, they always get a bad rap, and people, they're mysterious and they're not super cute. You're not like, oh, a kitten, that's
Yeah.
warm and
No, but
fuzzy.
they're majestic. I mean, they're
They
really
are,
majestic.
because you've been in the water with
Yeah.
them. So we try to encourage people to go out and find ecotourism outfits that will take you out and actually give you that experience. Because once people have been in the water with them, and I've seen people come out and cry, have like epiphanies, be like, I can't believe this. I thought this thing was gonna like rocket towards me and chomp on my leg, and here it was just being majestic and beautiful. So it's a great thing to actually have the experience that you've had.
Okay, so so say I got brave one day and wanted to do this.
Let's say.
Well, let's just throw it out there. What does that look like? What is being in the water with them? What are the things to avoid? What are some of the, things you should know in case something goes awry?
Okay, great question. So first, I would say if you're gonna get in the water with sharks, you have to choose an excellent outfitter. You want people who are very experienced with sharks. You're not just gonna go find an area that's really sharky
Right.
and jump in the water. it's like anything else, you know, whether if you wouldn't walk up to a random dog on the street and go pet it or even be near it because you don't know that dog's temperament.
Right.
So I would say, you know, there are amazing places. There's Guadalupe off the coast of Mexico, off the north shore of Hawaii, in the Bahamas, in Bimini, Tiger Beach, in Fiji, Bengal Lagoon. There are some really specific places to go. There are great outfitters that take you. We go out to Guadalupe every year with the Horizon Charters, and we speak and we introduce people to sharks. Certain sharks you want to be in a cage with, like great whites. In Guadalupe you have to be. And then other sharks, you've been out of the cage with a tiger.
Well, it wasn't a choice.
He came to visit
It was
you.
an accident.
He actually went Carlos diving. The shark did.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but just off the coast here, Malibu, I mean, there's great whites that come up and down the coast all the
There
time.
are.
You see
I've
them
been in the
there.
water surfing, and there was a helicopter filming a great white.
Really?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But here's the thing, because when you talk about shark fins, sharks are an important part of the ecosystem in the ocean.
100%.
And the millions of numbers that you were just citing really scare me from the standpoint of
They
kind of
should.
the unbalanced ocean problem, you know?
They should. You're an intelligent man. They should scare you. If you're taking
Thank you. Did you say
70,
that?
Please don't.
Let me just write
say
that down for a second. Okay,
As much as I love you,
intelligent
please
man.
never
Thank
say
you.
that
Never
again. Continue. Go ahead.
Intelligent. Yeah, okay, please continue.
if you are taking that many apex predators out of the ecosystem, you are going to cause a shift.
Of some sort, right.
Of
And who knows what it's
course,
gonna look
of
like.
course, you are going to, you're going to cause disarray on these reefs. Healthy oceans have sharks. They're apex predators. If you take out all the bears, if you take out all the wolves, all the lions,
that's happened
you're
with the
going to have a
wolves in
problem.
Yellowstone,
Of
yeah.
course. And
Right,
so
right.
then you have a surge in populations, prey population. So you want that. And you were lucky. The fact that you got to dive with a tiger shark, most people will never have that
Right,
experience. So that's incredible. But back to your question, one of the
Yes.
things to remember with
Yes,
sharks,
please
if you're
do.
ever in the water with them, they're predators. So you want to watch them. And they're funny, they're very smart, because when you're watching them, they're like this, nothing, I wasn't looking at you, I wasn't swimming by you.
Kind of like a cat.
Like a cat or a dog.
Really?
Yeah, and the moment you turn away, they try to sneak up behind you. Not because they want to attack you, but they're curious. They don't know what you are.
Yeah, they're like, who are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah,
Why are you
who
up in
are
my
you?
house?
Well,
That's
you smell
exactly
so
how they
badly.
are.
Right. Wait, okay, so look them in the eye.
Watch them.
You
Make sure.
learn something,
Yeah.
look them in the eye.
Yeah, watch the sharks.
Okay, good to
Yeah.
know.
All right, so what have you taken away from all this experience?
From all the shark diving
Yeah,
that I've
yeah.
done, one, I think that people protect what they love. So the more people that go out and do these ecotourism tours and get in the water with sharks, the more people go out into the world and speak positively about sharks. Say, I was in the water with a shark and it didn't eat
was great.
me.
Yeah, it lived.
They have, the opposite experience of what Shark Week or Jaws has taught us to believe. So that's super important. And the other thing is, they are used to be able to go out and see so many more sharks, and declining numbers are creating like this void. And it's sad. There are reefs that I've been on that should be sharky and they're not. And the truth is that sharks are so much more alive than they are dead. I mean, shark diving is a huge booming business. So you take a shark, you kill it for meat or for fins, once, gone, here's your money. You have a live shark, people want to go see that shark.
Right.
So you have these international consortiums that are trying to do what you're talking about with the shark fin soup and all of that, trying
Yes,
to protect and
yes.
preserve them. And how do we find out about them?
Well, Shark Allies, the group that I work with, so www.sharkallies.com, and we have information on there about our Florida campaign. There's also a national fin ban that has been introduced, which would be great. That's a starting point. And then education, like so many people don't even know this is a problem in our own backyard. And then of course, in Asian nations, you're having to address it at a root level, because for them, it's cultural to a
it is.
degree.
Part of their diet.
Yeah, it's a way of life almost.
And I always hesitate to say cultural, because there are so many atrocities that have been done historically in the
Based
name
on
of
culture. Yeah.
and
Right, got it.
tradition. And truly, shark fin soup is all about affluence and money.
Yeah.
So as soon as you can shift, like have a paradigm shift of perspective, and people realize that it's actually horrific, a lot of the younger generation are moving away from it, which is really nice. So it's education.
Well, we look forward to hearing how that legislation moves forward. Thank you so much for educating us and teaching us some
Great to
things
see you,
right
Get you in the
now.
water with sharks.
All right.
Maybe.
I may never do it again, but
Yeah.
thanks so much.
Thanks,
Great to be.
Kinga.
We'll be back.